Assalamu alaikum everyone. Welcome back to my YouTube channel Literary Glow. Hopefully you are all doing well. So today the topic discussed is stylistic approaches to literature. Let's start. The stylistic approaches make learning a language exciting as students work on their intuition. Some major stylistic approaches to literature are: Number 1 is literature as a text. Number 2, literature as discourse. Number 3, literature as communication. Literature as text. Literature has attracted the attention of linguists for two very opposite reasons. One is that linguistic description of a literary text sometimes gives sense, and secondly, it does not give sense sometimes. Hadley analyzes Yeats's poem Leda and Swan, and how two parts of the system of English exemplify, one nominal group and another verbal group. Leda and Swan, a sudden blow, the great wings beating still above the staggering girl, the thighs cursed by the dark webs, her nape catch in his steel, he holds her helpless breast upon his breast. This reference is of three kinds: cataphoric, anaphoric, and homophoric. First one is cataphoric. The article in this sentence specifies a goddess. It may include a group of word adjectives in the form of modifiers, which come before a noun, and qualifiers which come after a head word. For instance, the white goddess in the temple. Anaphoric. It references the already mentioned head, noun, or face in the same paragraph. For instance, the goddess was a figure of mystery. Refers to the previous goddess in the poem. Homophoric. When headwords explain themselves and do not need any reference, they are called homophoric references. For instance, the sun, the moon, the president, etc. Literature as discourse. Discourse is the form of lecture or conversation, a group discussion between two or more people. Represents the speaker's knowledge but not in literature. In literature, ungrammatical language makes sense and can be interpreted through its code and context. Deviations in literature are not random but they are patterns, and deviations cannot be understood in isolation but partly by linguistics, grammar rules, etc. For instance, Thom's proposals are applied particularly to Cumming poem Anyone Lived in a Pretty Town, which is the extreme deviance which made it a favorite text for linguistic analysis. Anyone lived in a pretty how town, spring, summer, autumn, winter. He sang, his didn't, he danced, his did. If we analyze this poem, anyone is a common noun in grammar. Literature as communication. Although the deviations are common in literature, these are not defining literature features, but literary language should be patterned into an existing language system. In other words, literature should not be deviant as the text must, of its nature, be deviant as discourse. According to Widdowson, literary communication is independent of social context because in ordinary communication, demand is social context. So it's context dependent, but unlike communication. We communication and literature communicates, but the difference is that our communication is context dependent and literature is not.